Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? James, Joe, how are you, my friend? Scott, how are you? Who else is in here? That's it, I think. Al, James, Joe, and Scott. The top of the cream of the crop. How you doing? Actually got a little sleep last night, so I feel pretty good. Uneventful trip. Didn't even take my GoPro out of my camera bag. Just relaxed. The oldest ended up coming back with us. She was going to stay there with Shushu kind of for a week or so, breaking her into getting driving and being around Bangkok. And she wanted to come home with the dogs, of all things. Didn't care about anything else. I don't want to leave the dogs. So she's going to come back here. I kind of semi hired her. She wants to make some mosquito. Uh, so I told her that I would pay her to. I bought some spray, one battery operated low pressure, spray gun battery, just like a drill or whatever, and then another one that kind of slings over your shoulder. Same thing. They were cheap, 500 and 600 baht for the battery operated one, and the other one was 800 or something like that. So we'll see how they work. I didn't buy the paint. We were at Taiwazadu yesterday. The garage, I'll bring up that, is coming along quite nicely, actually. It uh, it's pretty much ready. That I believe it. I was hoping that this solar man didn't come over until last night when we came back, and I went over all the solar stuff that I wanted fixed on the house and how I wanted the garage to be set up and everything. And the only thing that's inside, and I didn't do much video. I'll probably do a video after this. Why I started a little bit earlier. Both of them are supposed to come. I kind of made a deal on the concrete runway, driveway, everything with Toon yesterday and his guys. And basically, what it is, it's about 15. We took the measurements of everything to the concrete place yesterday when we went to pick up all the stuff for the ceiling. Hey, Daniel, inside the. Hey, Joe, how are you? Inside the Taiwazadu, and picked up the insulation for the ceiling, the um, all the ceiling stuff, the drywall or whatever I call it, that thin drywall that they use for it, and got the air conditioner, got everything, and pretty much today. He told me last night. The solar guy said that he'll be done with all of it. So now, so everybody knows, what I did is I took this man cave and my main pond off of the house and the house solar system, put it on this system, which will run the 2-bedroom house that we will build here eventually for mom and dad, so they have their own pad, and it'll supply all that. So in the meantime, it'll supply my garage and where I'll keep my truck and my work deal. You guys have seen the way I'm going to lay it out, which you'll see actually with your own two eyes within the next week or so. Um, and I'm going to concrete. I'm going to 2-part epoxy the floor concrete so that if I spill oil, that's the way we did it back in the States in the day, and it's almost like an American style garage. So it'll be cool. So she's gonna help me paint the floor. I'm gonna get her on the spray painting. The inside's gonna be a light gray on the walls and stuff, and the ceiling, and then the floor will be a dark gray, um, and then the outside will be the same color as the house, that bluish gray color, whatever, and it'll be pretty much done. So basically, it's 21 by 21. My work area will be 21 by 11 or so with my truck in the garage. So we'll see. So hope you guys are doing well. I watched your video the other day on Gift cooking up some. I think it was chicken krapow, I think, or something like that. Anyway, it looked really good. I'm glad you like it. I'm the same way as you. Ever since I've been here, but I've always been a spicy guy anyway. I dig the food, especially out here in Isan. But yeah, so the garage is coming along. I'm happy. Got to reinforce that you guys know the structure in front will be for the trailer. Right in front, I don't know if you can, let me see if I can blow it up a little bit. Yeah, I blow it up a lot. See that very bottom, that yellow piece right there? That's the conduit coming in. That's the power from the grid. And right above, right next to that will be a plug, those twist lock type plugs for the trailer. Not that the trailer needs it, although, but with the trailer under the cover, it's not going to obviously do much with the solar panels. So this way, the trailer will always stay topped off. The garage will have all its unlimited 6.5 kW of power, and my room here and everything. So I'm gathering it's going to drop the bill over on the house to maybe 3,000 baht, and this one will be zero over here. And all the solar stuff basically dropped it by, what was it? It was almost 15,000 baht during the high part of the kids there and summertime and all that stuff, or hot time, I should say. And down to a couple thousand baht is what I'm hoping. So I got to redial it. I got having a problem with one of the batteries on the house. The guy screwed me from Lasada. Imagine that. And no way to track him down. He split and then blocked everything. So kind of screw on that. Hey, Joe, thanks. Appreciate it. My wife will appreciate it. I'm hoping to get it down below a couple thousand, I think is where it should be. Now, just to let you guys know, I pretty much, except for the cost of the paint, and I will do a breakdown on it, except for the cost of the paint and the paint and that labor for the paint. The rest of it I have figured in pretty much hard numbers. The concrete driveway I'm not including in this, but it is 40,000. I think it's 40,000. The concrete driveway 39, about 41,000 baht, and that's for a 3.5 meter wide by 35 meters long runway into the thing, and then the all front of the garage, basically a 21 by 25 slab all the way so that I can get my truck around the right side of that and right into the garage. But now I had that original roof from across the street to cover the trailer, and I used that. Of course, I had 12,000 more baht of reinforcing the roof so it'll take the weight of the panels and the wind shear and all that shit. But it's just a block construction place, by no means up to Western standard. But it looks like it's going to come in at, this is everything except for his air conditioning, all the electrical, the underground to get there, the underground to bring it over here to the man cave and the pond, tie that in, everything. Where is it at? About 100 and that doesn't include about 125,000 baht. So when you really consider a 400 over 400 square foot garage, slab, everything, what is that? And I'll have it down to the nats behind here in the next couple of videos. But 125,000. I checked this morning. The bot was 32.5 divided by 32.5, 3,800 bucks USD. So I mean, like almost free. It don't make any sense. But anyway, I mean, it does make sense. But thank God, actually. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to buy it. Now the solar system, and that's pretty much down to the nats behind too, because I think I've agreed on prices on everything on it. And let's see, 4,000 extra for wire. 750 extra for wire, extra labor to move 4,000. About 95,000 baht. So 6.2 kW, 6,000 watts worth of panels, the main controller, all the wiring for it, all that stuff was under 100,000 baht for a system. So I think that's quite reasonable, considering I would, if you had it done, it probably would have been with 200 amp hour of battery. I'm guessing 160, 180, something like that, maybe more, 200. I think it was. I was talking to one of the guys from the channel who lives out in Newbon, and he's getting ready to do some solar stuff and stuff like that. And he had, for a 300 amp hour battery and I think it was a 10 kW system. It was pretty big. I think it was 300,000, which I thought was a good price, 299. But this is off the cuff, using this guy, me paying for all the materials, all that kind of stuff. Just getting an electrician that knows. These all-in-one controllers now are so easy to wire. I bought a breaker panel for the thing that actually was made by the same manufacturer of the all-in-one controller. Sits below it, bringing the battery power out, the battery power into the converter from the main, from your grid into a breaker, into the controller, from your array panel into a breaker, out of the breaker into there, and then a distribution, however you're going to do it, to a little breaker panel, and wire and power up whatever you want. And this is like almost made like a standalone system. So I'm happy with the way everything's going. It looks like for 6.5, pretty much 6.5 kW of solar, and a 450, 500 square foot garage with 12-foot ceilings, roll up door, man door, under right at about 225,000 baht. So for the whole shooting match, which I can go in and guess and figure that. I'm the worst mathematician. So let's say 250,000. And even for the driveway, if I included the driveway, it would probably be 260. Maybe double. Let's do 250 divided by 32.5. 7,600. So 7,600 for the whole shooting match with complete standalone solar. So I think it's quite reasonable. Let me get back. You guys are, yeah, she is a good cook. Sorry if that was a while ago, Joe. You're probably gone by now. Explore with Drew, how you doing? Nanette, how are you? Hope you are well. Let's see, Justin. Good morning to you. You're like, oh, wow, I was really behind. Sorry to hear that. Well, keep you in our prayers. That's because, are you still in the hospital? You must be. Hey, brother. Hope you're well. Oh, anyway, I have used solar in my house. It cost me around 22,000 USD. I have 46 panels. Yeah, it's cheap here, Joe. They're coming down and down. Panels are getting a lot cheaper, and like I said, if you're halfway a mechanically inclined person whatsoever, the way that they make these all-in-one inverters now for a simple system, up to even probably a 10 kW system is even bigger. It's so simple. Like I said, like I just explained, into a breaker, out of a breaker, into a breaker, out of a breaker, into the thing, wire connect. That's it, and then down to the battery. It's pretty, they're making it real simple. So if you are halfway mechanically inclined and you have a good electrician, the main thing that I can't do is get up on a roof and, and set panels. Those panels are heavy, especially the ones I got over here, because I've got what, 750s, whatever, to get 6,000 watts, whatever that is, again, with my math. But he did all that. He ran the wire down. I ended up just letting him wire it in, because he said 4,000 baht, and that included the big giant, 1-aught wire down to or 2-aught wire down to the batteries. And I said, you know what? And he made a bit awesome. You've seen that swing out panel with the board that included the 4,000 baht. So it's just like, I get to a certain point where I like that stuff. I've got my stool, and I'm hoping to do some work in there. I'm hoping to build that bike tent trailer in there. That'll be my first project once I get the property or my wife's property sold, and then pay me back the $1 million that I spent on the land over here that came out of the Dave Clark Wants a Harley fund, which I'll probably never get. But once I put that back in, then because the budget on the trailer is 100,000, so we'll have to see. And that will have solar on it. That'll have an air conditioner on it, and I'm hoping to be able to pull it with the 350 Forza. We'll see. You just had what? Just had a 20 by 32 poured 10 by 8 footers and 4-inch slab for almost $4,500, $7 a square foot. I missed that. Yeah, no shit. It just thoroughly amazes me. Like I'm going, I really didn't want, all this money's coming out of my pocket for the land next door, and I never intended to do that. But the price was so good, we paid half price for that land. There's 2 lots the same size as this one, and we paid for both of them. We paid what one is worth, 900,000, 800,000. We paid for both of them. The lady at my wife's work found them. Old people lived up in a big high rent district up in Kauai somewhere or something. And in fact, we just drove by it. She said, "This is where the people were as we were driving back from Bangkok." And very nice people, great people. Their family they probably got a bunch of crap from them because you sold it too cheap. And we got offered $1.5 million for the property the day that we bought it. So that tells you something about it. And me, I was like, hell, I make $500,000 baht in 10 minutes and give me the money. But I couldn't do that. We wanted the property so that we had a place to be able to put, this and build the little 2-bedroom. The 2-bedroom is going to be the same thing. Basically a big rectangular Thai style built. Now in the roof of here, I've got R24 that I'm putting in there just to keep it insulated because it does have a 2-ton air conditioner in there to make me at least comfortable and want to work on something. But there'll be a 2-bedroom, small 2-bedroom house, little kitchen, little living room, 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, 1 bathroom, and then it'll have an outdoor Thai kitchen and a little covered parking so they can drive up the runway that I'm putting in the concrete and turn into their house, which will be before this, and be able to pull in halfway into the Thai kitchen and unload the truck if they went to the store or whatever, which is probably not going to happen. She'll go with my wife and she'll buy the stuff for them. I love to see that, Joe. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll have to see. Once I get the house finally dialed in correctly, and I sat him down last night, and I said, see, because now when I'm doing the garage, I'll be able to isolate, shut off the pond, shut off the garage, and isolate just running the air conditioning and the computers inside the man cave. How many watts do I pull? Shut off this, just leave the pond running. I'll know exactly how many watts it takes to run the pond. Just to run an air conditioner in the garage, I'll be able to know all these things. I want to do the same thing with the house. And I told him that from the beginning, and I told him last night, I'm going to pay you for half a day to just sit on the couch here for me. Charge the batteries will be charged up to 100%. And I want to throw the grid breaker and sit and watch and what's on it so that we know that if we just run the kitchen, the living room air conditioner, we run the TV in the living room, the refrigerator in the kitchen, how long will the batteries last? How long can we go like that without power? Like the other night, we had a power outage, and so I want to know down to you're burning 3,000 watts. How long can these batteries go? And I don't really want to buy new batteries, although I think I'm going to have to. The one the guy screwed me on, that 200 amp hour one, which I found out after it broke and the guy wouldn't fix it, that it had to put a new BMS in it, that it was only 180 amp hour. So the guy really, and I wasn't really happy about it, and I wanted to go find him, but my wife said no. It's amazing that she's probably the only one in the world that can say, no, I don't want you to do that, and I'll listen to her. There's Al saying something. What did you say? Only spent 18 days in the hospital, though. Okay, I'm missing. Okay, here we go. No, a couple of days ago, I stayed, but cool. And the heart rate and all that, Do they know what caused it or what the shit it was or what? Hey, Mama Bear, how you doing? Let's see inside. Yeah, I've got a couple videos out. The one that I'll do today, I started a little bit early today because both the solar guy and the cousin are going to come, and the cousin's putting the ceiling in there with the R24 insulation. That should be done today or tomorrow. All the electricals should be done at the end of the day. He said we'll be able to be completely running off of solar here in the man cave and this pond, and all the plugs and everything. I'm putting an outside 300-gallon isolation tank for the koi next to the garage. I had them pour a slab for that yesterday, so I could put it on there today. I've already got the pump, the air. It's going to have a bottom drain that I made in the bottom of it. This will be blowing air up. This is slotted, sitting on the floor, and it'll have a bottom drain, and it'll have a nice filtration system on it. And then that way, my wife is worse than me now with these freaking koi. Last night I'm laying in bed and she's, look at this auction. Look at this auction. I said, man, I'll let you buy like 2 fish to cycle this new system if you just wait a couple of days, because I got to, put water in there, clean out the old filter, put some potassium permanganate in a real heavy dose to kill everything before I even start. And that stuff is negated by hydrogen peroxide. Probably one of the best drugs for, it's an antioxidant. It oxidizes and it kills a lot of bugs and crap on koi, and it can also kill your koi in a split second. I thought my pond was 5,000 gallons and it was actually only 2,000 gallons, and you dosed for 5, you'll kill your fish. But if you know what you're doing with it, it's great. But you always have to have hydrogen peroxide, because if you do something like that, and the fish will start freaking out and jumping, and if it's over what it should be, you just pour in a couple of quarts of hydrogen peroxide, and within 2 minutes it completely neutralizes the purple potassium permanganate, if you've ever seen it. Anyway, I'm off on a koi bender. But did Joe leave? But anyway, sorry. So I've got that over there. So that'll be running off the solar and the batteries and stuff too. And yeah, so I'm happy with what over there. So if I just wanted to just build the garage, forget about the solar and all that kind of stuff, it probably would have been, because I would have had some of the costs bringing the power out there and that kind of stuff. I would have had to figure in maybe 140,000 baht. Maybe I'll do a what if deal if you don't put in the solar on it. And but I'm happy with that. Did I really want to spend the money for the runway and all the concrete and stuff? Not really, but you know what? The rainy season's here. I'll be walking in mud. I'll be cursing that why didn't I put the effing concrete in? So I'm just going to put it in. Getting too many signals. They have me on some kind of for arrhythmia or whatever. Because if I don't take this medicine, and my doctor says it's kind of common in older bastards like me, my heart doesn't boom, boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, mine, ba boom, 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 irregular heartbeat. And but the medication that he gives me, out of the many that I take, I don't experience that. But yeah, I don't know, that and congestive heart failure. I'm just an old bastard waiting to die, I guess. Of course, he says that if I, eat right, which I have been, and stuff, and I didn't even eat. I ate McDonald's once while we were gone. I had a Big Mac, but no Burger King and no stuff while we were in Bangkok. That was pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's right, Joe. You had an open heart surgery, right? And so did Andy. Andy did too. Yeah, I'm hoping I don't know. He hasn't really jumped on me that, because I can't do the stress test anymore. They've got to use that nuclear crap on me. I don't know if you've ever had that. It's kind of a weird burning feeling, but it opens up all your arteries and shit so that they can get pictures and see what's clogged and what's not clogged. But I had the 2 stents put in, I want to say it's over 10 years ago, maybe longer. But he doesn't seem too concerned about it. My cholesterol is great, although he has me on a cholesterol medicine because he said the lower the better. But just my normal cholesterol is good. My good cholesterol is great, and my bad cholesterol is low. So I don't know. I do feel okay. I need to get back into the gym, just light stuff on the bike and just some light weights and maybe lose about 30 kilo and see how it goes. Hey Dallo, how you doing? Calling the concrete he came so they were going to give me a price on trying to get the nephew, the cousin or whatever to do something. It's a freaking joke. So I wanted a price on it, how much to do it. It ended up he's only charging me 9,000 baht. It's huge. It's a lot of concrete. That's to put the forms in. Their trucks bringing the concrete and them, making it smooth and all that shit. So I thought was very reasonable. Some of the stuff that I saw for finishers and all that kind of stuff to do it, it was, I want to say 80 baht a square meter, which if I did that one a square meter, it would have been almost twice that. And that was just online, just something I was looking at. How much is concrete in Thailand? Shit. But the concrete there, I got a price of lowest 1,900, then 9,000, no, 1,900 baht a cube, 1,950, 2,000, and 21. And they said usually people either use the lowest or the middle one. I ended up going with the price on the middle one. So it's right around between 19 and 2,000 a cube. Bear's driving me crazy. So let me let him in. He's just standing up there. All right, come on, come on, come on. All right. You want to say hi? Huh? No? You want to shake my hand? Thank you. Want to shake the other one? Yeah? You're a good boy. So in case anybody's wondering, but I don't know about that 80 baht a square. I don't know. Let's see, what did I miss? Fast food in the States has totally changed. It doesn't taste the same as spicy with a chicken sandwich today, and it tasted horrible. Really, people have gotten on me about Chick-fil-A, whatever it's called. I've never had it. And people look at me going, "How could you not have had?" I don't know. I never did it. Yeah, someone say Jim. Yeah, I did. I got to get her over there. She's been off Monday and Tuesday. We came back Monday. 6 hour ride, 6.5 hours from Bangkok to here, and she had Monday off and Tuesday off because I guess today is the actual Queen's birthday, but they got Monday and Tuesday off. I don't know how the hell that works. She just out of the blue. Oh, I don't have to work Monday or Tuesday. She never tells me ahead of time. But I think she was she wanted to make sure I didn't want to go somewhere. She wanted to go and, put her daughter off to schools, which I would have wanted to do anyway. Yeah, yeah, that'd be with that tube down my throat. I quit smoking and lost almost 40 kilo. So yeah, sitting in the hospital for 3 months has a tendency to good weight loss program. But I hope everybody does well. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen today. Um, I'm just rolling with the punches, man. My doctor basically tells me, "Are you the healthiest specimen I've ever seen?" No. If you eat properly and do what you want to, could you live pretty much as long as you want to? Yeah. If you want to eat crap and keep being a fat bastard and stuff like that, you're not going to live as long. That's pretty logical, right? So I'm trying to listen to him. The man saved my life 10 times, so he must know what he's talking about. But as far as the garage, I don't see anybody. I love my camera system. I'm going to have a camera put on the right hand corner there, so that I pan and tilt, so I can look down at the fish are right on that right hand side, and then also look straight down the driveway, and in case anything happens. Maybe I'll put a camera inside. I haven't decided yet whether to or not. But yeah, so that basically what it's going to be, so that you can see where that where uh, the cover is. I'll be able to back the concrete's going to come out about maybe 10 feet or so from the entrance to that cover, and then it's going to come over to the right, kind of bending around. If it's making sense. So the ability would be to back the trailer in, disconnect it, pull the truck forward, come around the cover, and back it into that 9 foot high by 9 foot wide door, and park it inside. It'll be nice. I dig my truck, and sitting out. It just I don't like it. I don't like leaving my truck out. It's a $1.5 million bought vehicle. It's not like it's a 200 baht motorcycle or something. Although I don't like leaving motorcycles out either. Yeah, it's overpriced chicken. What's that? Chick-fil-A, right? Am I saying it right? And I've never tried it. I don't know. I know Chuck likes that, and I do too. I like it, that 5-star chicken. And I know Joe he's really an advocate of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which I like also. But that 5-star is pretty good. But I think I'm trying to think. Personally, I think I like the KFC, the spicy KFC stuff. Dropped 3 kilo while I was in skinny. uh, Yeah, it's all salt, and that's the main thing that I can't have. So most of the time now, I've I bought and got stuff to cook my own food. That way, I'm in complete control. I found a good Italian uh, tomato from Italy that they don't add any salt to, the big restaurant tins, and I make that. I made 2 of those up, big pot, a sauce, and then I put it in little Tupperware deals that basically I get 2 pasta meals out of, and freeze them, bring them out, and then I'll cook either pork or meat, and I cook it with Thai chili and some cumin and stuff like that. Make it like a Mexican meat of some sort. I do it with chicken too, and then I slice up tomatoes and make a pico de gallo out of tomatoes, onions, and Thai chili, and a little bit of lime. And sometimes if I have avocado, I throw that in there, and then I'll make a burrito out of that. And then in the breakfast in the morning, scrambled eggs. My mother-in-law makes me pretty much every day. Trying to get away from the rice soup. I don't think the white rice is great for diabetes, from what I understand. You at 222, lost 31. I don't know what I weigh now. I weigh 119 heading down. I was 122 when I said I'm not going to go to the gym until I hit 119, and I've been hovering at 119. I might be low. I go to the doctor tomorrow, so for my 3 month check-in. So I'll find out all that tomorrow. But the salt is the one that gives me the water on my chest, around my lungs, and that kind of shit that really screws with me. Otherwise, my breathing and all that kind of stuff. If I stay on good food, I try to eat a lot of vegetables. I like vegetables. I use sometimes I'll make just a salad with red wine vinegar and tomato, onion, and cucumber, and something like that. And I do like vegetables. So I only use olive oil. I don't use anything but uh, extra virgin olive oil, from cooking to everything. And I don't have any problem with cooking with extra virgin either. I've never had a problem. So we'll see. Okay, where we do get KFC Tuesdays, but when we are there for, the nieces, it's a little thing we do just for, yeah, they love the kids in Ubon. We usually stop about an hour before we head up the hill out of Ubon to the actual property. There's a PTT station with a KFC in it, and usually we'll stop there. I'll top off my gas so if I need a little bit, and we'll get some KFC and bring it up and let the kids have at it. They seem to really like it, like you're saying. Um, but yeah, so I don't eat KFC very often. Only time I eat a McDonald's or something like that is if we take a trip, and I don't have very many trips planned. I'm still trying to make it. I don't even know if Cabo's still in in Patea or John TM. Still trying to make it for that. Still trying to stay on a budget, which I'm having a very, very difficult time doing, but I have to. It's been 7 years I've been here. I built pretty much everything that I want to and beyond. And besides the projects like the motorcycle tent trailer, solar, and all that, I'm going to try to keep to my budget, which I think is 25,000 baht a month. For me, my wife buys all the food, all that kind of stuff. So it's basically just for me to travel and do what I want to go to out to lunch and whatever I want to do. So that's what I'm going to try to set it at. And after I get done with the runway over here and the garage, when I hit that 2,500, I just got to say to myself, okay, you're done. Sit in the room, do whatever you watch Netflix, whatever you got to do. And because I never been on a budget in my life, I told you when I came here, this freaking mosquitoes drive me crazy. When I first came here and was in Kamala, I took out, what did I say? I took out, just for me to spend every day, I think it was 50,000 baht or something like that. I had like 1,500 baht a day. And that, I had, of course, 3 packs of cigarettes at 60 baht a piece, I think they were back then. But needless to say, I went to the bank and said, wrote it down. Can you give me, so many 500s, so many 100s, so many 20s, and I put them in little stacks of 1,500, and I would take that in the morning and go on my little merry way, and I would go into the friend of mine that had the coffee shop, have a coffee, breakfast maybe, come back there at lunch for a smoothie, eat my food and all that. And at the end of the day, I still had, 900 baht or something. So I was like, wow, I guess I don't need that much. And then I just, said, forget that. There, I just started spending. But it's, I think it's good. I should be on a budget, even though I don't need to be. I need for discipline wise and keeping the money. I don't need to be going crazy. But I think that'll be enough. I think like some months I'll probably, most of the time when I do take money, it's hey, we all want to go to a barbecue and it costs me 1,200 baht, or we all want to go here and we go there to eat or something. So if I keep that down to a minimum, which the kids are gone now. Well, Sim's here for good, I think. She's graduated and everything. I don't know what she's going to do. She's going to be painting the working for me, painting the garage, and she's happy to do that. She was excited on how much I was going to pay her. So she said she worked for years, so it must be a good pay. But she'll probably start that tomorrow. I would have liked to have gotten up and shot at least where they're going to put that ceiling, so I didn't have to cut in the ceiling. But if I paint the ceiling the same color as the walls, I guess I could just use the sprayer for it all. So I guess it doesn't really matter. And I'm hoping that the sprayers work good. They'll definitely be in a video, both of them. Like I said, one is just like a drill gun and with the battery. And I bought all new tools. They're the Lasada brand. They have 3 different: the orange one, the yellow one, and the blue and white one. They're all 3 different names, the exact same things in sawzalls and drills and everything. But the Delton, something like that. I had a drill, works fine. But now I've got 18-volt batteries and 12-volt batteries, from cutoff saws to impacts and drills and the spray thing, and all their batteries are interchangeable. So I've got 8 batteries to, so I'm not going to run out of battery spraying. And Sim could have the one and I'll have the other, and we'll see how it works. I'll definitely put it on video because I don't know if you're anything like me. I don't dig the freaking rollers and paintbrush shit, you know. So I wanted to spray, and it's basically just a low pressure sprayer, so it should work okay. It was only 600 baht for the one with the 112-volt battery. I could have bought that one with two 12 volts, 118, two 18s, a 6, whatever you want, depending on the price. But that one with one 12-volt battery was 600 baht. And the one that went over your shoulder, that was a plug-in deal, was 800 baht. So we'll see. And I'll need to roll that epoxy. The stuff that I'm talking about is like a 3-in-1 deal that's a water base deal, which I would rather do. And you just pour it out on the floor and move it around with the roller and then let it dry. So we'll see how that works. Dave, you know it usually gets the meat through and clean, pure. Yeah, I know, and that's what I need to do too. I need to in the States picking up their beef on Thursday, fill the freezer. Yeah, I need to put an order together. I know you sent me that 6-page list or whatever it is, which I haven't even looked at yet, and pull out some stuff I want to definitely get. The hamburger I'll probably get just in case I just want a patty with ketchup, just no carbs, just a protein. I'll get some hamburgers because the hamburgers are outstanding, and so are the steaks and everything this guy has. Get some steaks and stuff, and we have a chest freezer now, and but the beef that my wife's been getting from the macro, it's a Thai beef, and it's very reasonable. And to make the ground, beef for a burrito or whatever, I'm like I said, I just make it spicy as hell. Onions, garlic, uh, um, cumin, and no salt, pepper, garlic powder. Mix it up, and then I just keep a little deal in the refrigerator that like every couple of days. It'll last a week. Put it in there, and like I said, with the pico de gallo that I make, which is good. The Thai chili works good. Hey Jack, how you doing? Morning to you. So, and I don't think it's bad. I use whole wheat tortillas, so it helps with that a little bit. So I think that most of the stuff that I've just started eating recently within the last 2 or 3 weeks is going to make my weight loss better, especially if I get in at least 3 days a week, an hour on that bike and an hour workout. Like I said, real light weights, just the kids there. I got a trainer there, so I don't have to think about anything. What was I, back, shoulder? What was I doing? Was on front, arms, legs? He'll put everything together. He was great before, so I didn't have to think. Just get in there, and he would point me to where he wanted me to go, and I could be brainless, have my earbuds in, listening to '60s rock and roll, and do my job. I need to do that. Also, get up in the morning, do this, do that, get on the scooter, ride over to the gym. I need a routine. I've got to get into a routine. It's kind of hard, especially hard for me to do it when you're by yourself. If you've got somebody, seems to me, makes it twice as easy if I've got Billy down the street going, hey, it's time to go to the gym. Oh, okay, yeah, let's go. Go. Me, it's like, okay, Dave, get your fat ass up. It's time to go to the, well, maybe I'll lay here for a little while longer. I could talk myself out of shit, but I need to do it. It's going to help. I'm 68 years old. If I want to, I think I ought to go at least 15 more. Right? What do you guys think? 10 would put me at what, at 78. I would think I should have. My mom went to 90, I think 91, and basically 2 or 3 years before that she declined. I think 85. If I could hit 85, man, I'd take that. That's like a 15-year. Of course, like I said, man, 15 years is going to go like that. Here we are, creeping up to the 6 months gone, ready to hit Christmas again. Hey, brother, how you doing? Glad you can make it. I got a huge place. Bobby's got a nice one that he put together over at his house too. I just don't. I mean, could I put it in the garage? Yeah. Would it take up all the room that I've got to just do stuff on? Yeah. So, sort of. Actually, when mom and dad move out of here, that big room that they're in was actually going to be my man cave, a smaller version of that. So now it'll be a guest bedroom, and I guess I could put something there. I don't know. I need to get out of the freaking house. I need to get up, get on something and drive away. Hey, Maui, how you doing? Hope you're well. You've been doing. I haven't saw your videos. I catching stuff late. Now you're different time deals, and most of the times when you're putting stuff out, I'm asleep, I think. But I know that you've been doing some stuff recently because it's been popping up. Trying to catch the stuff on there is interesting to do. So there's the girl. Oh, looks like the solar man is there. That is the solar man. So he's already here. Hopefully, my wife has told him. I went out this morning and my water pump, for some reason, I did right before I did the live stream. My water pump wasn't working. So I didn't have time to sit there and try to figure it out. So I told my wife to text him and have him look at the water pump as soon as he arrived. So he has arrived. So cool. He's planning on being pretty much 100% done with the solar. And like I said, the power switched over the man cave on the garage and the pond on the garage, which will be interesting for me. Hopefully, I'm guessing it's going to take Tune 2 days to probably put the ceiling in, and then I can get in there and start building the furniture that I got, my desk, my tool racks, and rolling stuff that I have. And put all that stuff in, paint the floor, paint the walls. So I'm going to say maybe, what is it today? The end of this week. Maybe the middle or end of next week, I think it should be done. We'll see. And probably 2 or 3 videos later. I'm going to try to put a video out tonight or tomorrow morning that's going to show the whole solar system and the plugs and inside and all that kind of stuff. I did order lights, 150 watts each, LED round like bay lights, garage lights, 2 on each side, so it should light that place up like daytime. He's already got the wires in the ceiling for him and off to a switch. So yeah, and he's supposed to be done with all the stuff in the outside box. I got about a big watertight plastic clear box for the for that isolation pond outside, or vat, or whatever, that ICB tank. I'm probably not even by IBC or ICB anyway. Um, and inside that will be that controller that has the probes that tell me the pH and the temperature and the total dissolved solids and salt content and all that. And then the pump is a DC it regulates. I can run it from, 500 liters an hour up to 3,500 liters an hour. And then I've got a filter that I ran that you've seen in the old videos when I first moved here. It was a black 3-tiered box. I've got that sitting over there, not doing anything. I'm going to make that the main filtration for it. And I've got the fittings that I need to come off of that IBC tank down to the 1 inch. I think that little 3,500 liter an hour pump, maybe 1.25 inches. And to plumb it and everything. Hopefully I'll be done with that this weekend. I'll have Sim help me with that too. And then I'll put a UV in it eventually. Like I said, I'm going to run the potassium through there at least a day or so, real strong, kill everything and any bug that was in there from old fish or whatever. My father-in-law used that tank for a while for keeping some tilapia and shit that he caught in his net. So I want to make sure I kill any kind of fish bugs. And then I'll neutralize it and clear it all up and take some media out of my main pond, put it in there with some fish so that they can start. Actually, I'll put the fish in first, let them start pissing ammonia, and then take the 5 or 6 of those little ceramic pieces and put them in that filter, and it'll take and kickstart that biological filtration quickly. And then my wife, like I said, that she can get a couple of fish, if she wants. She's worse than me, man. And originally, I can't believe you're going to buy that. How come you're spending so much money on fishing? Because we've had them at the 2 rental houses and those above Palm. the pools above ground pools, and now she's worse than me. So let's see, what am I missing here? Everybody saying hi to Maui. Ron saying uh, to Aaron. And who's this? Ben, how you doing? Do you have any concerns regarding tension? Nah, I don't know. My wife tells me about it. I know Chuck on his video today. We did see, and they did ask my wife told me they asked the people of Thailand not to come on Facebook and say, "Hey, I just saw like 500 army trucks right here, going here and going there, and parked here." And they said, refrain from giving a bunch of information away on what our army's doing. So I'm not concerned. No, I'm not really. Oh, this is FC. Okay, you updated your name, but no, I'm not really. Doesn't really bother me. I know Chuck said something about it on his video this morning. And when we came back from Bangkok, we saw 2 or 3 convoy type things of army stuff on the freeway. So I don't know. That tension I think has been going on for years and years. And I think it was Chuck that said something about the old prime minister from here had something to do with them or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know what the whole deal is, but I don't understand why countries have to go after each other. But we'll see. I hope not. Hope there's nothing. I wanted to go to Cambodia. I don't think my wife will ever go to Cambodia. I think if I go, I'm going to be going by myself I mean, I could almost throw stones and hit Laos and Cambodia from where I live here in Surin. So to go over there, just drive to the border and get on a bus or something across into a hotel and look around. Laos, I'd like to go because I want to ride that high speed train. Do I want to go to China? No. Do I have any inclination to want to go to China? No. But I would like to ride the train to whatever its first stop is, still in Laos. Get out, spend the night in a hotel somewhere, and then come back. That's my extent of, I'm not big. I can't walk, 20 clicks like Chuck can. I'd die. So, if I want to see something, I'll do like I used to do in Mexico. I'll go up, find a taxi, that the guy owns by himself outright, and say, how much do you want for the whole day? Drive my fat ass around. And they would come up with a price. I'd pay it, and they'd drive me wherever I wanted. When I wanted to stop and eat, they would stop and eat. I'd feed them. We'd have good days, and I'd do the same thing here in Thailand. I think would be the smart way to do things. Hey, Tip, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Let's see. Only problem I have with koi, other than goldfish, is trying to get my plant going from seed. They keep, yeah, they will eat the plants. I was looking at the. We still have that one because my pond. Let me pull this up. My pond in Ubon. I didn't know that we had. I think they're. You guys could tell me. I think they're lilies. And if you've seen the one that I did in when I was in Ubon, I said, "Oh, there's one lily pad. You can see it over there. You see it? Is that lilies? Is that a lily? That's a lily pad, right? Same one. And that water's. I think somebody was asking. I think it was Kenny. That water's got to be 4 meters deep right there, or something. It's pretty deep. And I think that there's one. Is there something? No, that's just a stick. You got to have them get rid of all this debris in the pond. But I think that's the only one. Maybe is there something there? No, that's just brush too, I think. I think that's the only one. But I'm surprised the koi, they'll dig at that and uproot it and, and kill it. And that flower has been in the same spot. If you've seen that video when we were there, the one I did, you guys could probably tell me, a month ago we were in Ubon with the kids. It still looks the same. It's maybe a little bigger, but I think it was Kenny that was asking. I think he was asking you, wasn't he? I think he was asking you about And you said you had some in your pond, and it was deeper than like 3-4 meters or something. I don't remember. I'm getting old again. Oh, it's just saying, "Hi, Ron. No problem. When I'm there, I end up being back." I could do originally my plan before my wife died was going and visiting different countries, Thailand, um, Panama, Costa Rica, anywhere for a 3-6 month deal during the colder time in the States, and then a big ass diesel pusher, and we would just cruise around for 6 months around the U.S., which would have been a good thing. Now that I'm here, man, I dig it here. I got no reason. See my grandkids and stuff like that, yeah, probably, but otherwise, I got no real reason to go back. Oh, they did that, in case anybody was wondering and wanting to cancel their Medicare Part A, the $185 deal that I've been paying for 7 years for no apparent reason. Uh, um, Craig sent me the piece of paper, one piece of paper. I filled it out, emailed it to Manila, Social Security, and maybe about 2 months, 3 months later, they sent me a thing saying, okay, we'll cancel. It'll show up the month after you asked. And this was the first month that it came out. I get mine on the 3rd, which I got it yesterday, late yesterday. And sure enough, it was $185 more. So if you guys are interested in that, I thought that you would have to go to Manila. Now, Craig said to keep it short and sweet. I just don't want it. I forget what he had a couple of good deals. Mine I thought was even simpler. I've remarried and my wife has insurance. I don't need it. And that was all I said in there. And then it just asked for your name and social security number, I think, and a couple other things. One page. And all right on the computer, sent it right out of the computer. And they did it. They did it. He gave me the address and everything. Craig's an all right guy, no matter what all you people say about him. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought. Asking about how deep, right? Okay, good. So I'm not going completely crazy. And that's saying hi to Tip. Uh, I just saw your thing, Paul, on what was it? 4,500 subscribers on Facebook. I mean, you advertised it on 4,500 subscribers on YouTube. You put it on Facebook. I think I saw it this morning. I've missed the last few. I've got to. If you guys aren't subscribed, please think about it. And I think you're trying to do it full time. So give him some help and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and watch. And if you're going to Bangkok, it's obviously if you are going to hang out in Bangkok and want to know some places to go eat, all you got to do is go to his channel and look on some of the places. I'm going to say what I'm guessing, Paul. 80-90% of the stuff that you do is out of Bangkok, right? But he goes all over. I mean, if he goes someplace, he'll do a food video on it. So yes, I am. I don't know about everybody else, but I think they are. God, I'm way behind. Uh, Dave is savvy with technology. Yeah, real savvy. um, but I'm really happy with my camera system. Like I said, I'm going to on that right hand side a pan and tilt camera so that I can look down at the fish tank and then also look straight out the driveway. Keep it that way for security and that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll put a fixed camera inside. I don't know yet, but I got to talk. He's the man. The when they just saw walking there, that's the solar guy. So he's a good dude. Like I said, he was here last night. I probably should text my wife and excuse me here for 1 second and let me just wrong one. Almost set it to the wrong one. I'm talking. Okay. Still doing my live stream, and I just saw that the Solar Man is here. Did you get a chance to text him and tell him to look at our water pump on our house. Thank you. See, make sure. I want to make sure. There are a few folks I met that are. Yeah, so Craig's a good dude, man. And like I said, if you're interested in doing that, like I said, we tried to figure it out the other day. 100 and uh it's like 185 US dollars times, let's just say 32. So that's 6,000 baht, 5,900 on an average, 6,000 baht a month. So if you've got, it's going to be 7 years. So 7 times 12 is 84 times 6,000. It's a half a million baht that I've spent for no apparent reason since I've been here. And it was more than that because I told you I was still paying for Part D up until last year, and that was $100 a month. So I probably spent almost a million baht by just not doing what I should have done, my due diligence when I moved here. What the hell do I need Part D for if I'm living in Thailand? That's your your medication. I didn't get any medication. So anyway, but if you're interested in it, hit Craig up. I probably got that paper here somewhere that I could find. I'm just not that savvy on this thing. My computer is still screwed up. They sent me a little, joke gift in a envelope on the last 32-inch curved monitor that I tried to buy. Tried to buy two of them, cheap out of China, and both of them were scam deals. Lasada gave me my money back, 3,500, 4,000 baht each. And now I found one here in Bangkok, a what is it? A LG monitor, and ordered it a couple of days ago. I think they packed it. Should go out. I should get it here in the next couple of days because halfway through my screen down is all lines. I can't read as well. This other exposed, like I told you guys before, I thought exposed was a good one. This is a 27-inch. Two 27-inch that I got exposed. Both of them did the same thing within 6-8 months. So don't buy an exposed. But I'll see how the LG is usually a fairly decent name. So cool. Means life is good. Yeah, their stuff has been good. So I'll see. But I was trying to. It cost me 5,000 instead of 3,600. But I'll probably get it. It's a 31.5. It's actually 32, but they advertise it as a 31.5 monitor, 100 hertz curved VA FHD AMD Freestyle sync with a 3-year warranty. Was 4,888 plus 134 to ship. So I'll be happy to get that. So it'll be a little bit bigger. It's going to be obviously wider, and then it's going to be quite a bit taller. So we'll see. This is on an arm, which I can move anywhere. I think the only thing that they didn't like, the cons on everything that I looked at on YouTube, the biggest con of them all was on its base. You weren't able to adjust height. It would tilt and turn, but you couldn't. It won't move up and down, which I don't need because mine's going to bolt onto the back of it and be on a arm of its own. Which that was their suggestion, to not worry about their con, was to get an arm. So let's things they don't teach. Let's see. Teach about that kind of thing in school. I think they could teach to adults everyday things instead of preparing and being workforce until you die. Yeah, it's weird. See, I have to roll that up because the lines make it hard to read. So if I roll it up past that point, then I can read the comment better. So I'll be glad when that's all over. And I learned common sense from my father. Yeah, I mean, logic. Be logical and have common sense is all you need. And it's amazing to me how stupid people are. It's like, it's just common sense stuff. I don't want to get started. Need to go lay down. All right, Joe. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, brother. I hope you feel better and take care of yourself and stop by anytime you'd like. But yeah, I don't understand. I don't know, man. The big guy or whoever's in charge of everything had a real sense of humor on. I'm going to put a bunch of stupid people in the world just to screw with all the logical and common sense people, just to give him something. I mean, he has a strange sense of humor. Be whoever it is. I believe in something. I just don't know what. You'd think I believe in God or Jesus. My mom was Catholic. Catholic. I went to Catholic school, but I just don't know. I never really sit down and think about it. I probably will when I get closer to death. Right? You start all of a sudden you change change over and start praying a lot. But I think there's something. I think there's something. Uh, all the kids and life. So yeah, I don't know, man. The United States is the only one that I've seen with kids that even my kids grow up with and went to school with, and my kids are 30 now. A bunch of idiots, man. I mean, just no respect for other people, no respect for anything. It's gone, and my whole life is is respect and honesty and loyalty, and that's it, man. Forget about the rest of this crap. And these kids, they don't give a shit about nothing, man. They're like useless to me. I just soon not talk to them. Uh, I do get a lot better vibe from the kids that I've been around in Thailand. The women, the girls especially, the boys, I don't really have that. I'm not around them much, but the stuff I hear is, they're kind of iffy. They don't want to. They might not want to work, and they like to drink, and just like normal, I guess. But the girls are outstanding because since they were young, you need to go to work, you need to make a living, you need to take care of your mom and dad and your grandma and grandpa until they're gone. That's your job. That's your responsibility. This is all the stuff that my wife heard growing up, and that her kids have heard, and they respect it. That's what they do. That's why I could never throw stones at bar girls. I mean, if that's what they want to that's a way that they can make money, real money to give to their parents, and they don't mind doing it. Who am I to say, oh, that's horrible? I'm not. I'm not the little squeaky clean person walking in the room here. I can't be throwing any stones, and I don't think so. I know a lot of people that are married to and for a long time to girls that did that, and it depends. Some of the gals that do it are probably, I love this. I would never leave in a million years. This is all I want to do, 24/7. And other ones that, something, I could do it and grit my teeth and get through it and smile and send mom and dad and everybody money home. But if they got a chance to get out, they've taken it. And some of them that I've seen have been married for 10, 20, 30 years, you know. So it doesn't, because people ask me occasionally, what do you think about dating service? And what do you think about bar girls? And what do you think, you know, common sense again, you should be a good judge of people. Are some of them maybe a little bit more tricky on the leaning towards the bar girl end of it, that maybe they might deceive you a little, maybe. But common sense, I don't think there's anything wrong with dating sites. Gives you, with line and all that, your FaceTime. And like I said, if they're common sense again, right? Logic. You've been talking to this girl for 5 minutes and she wants you to send her 10,000 baht. Okay. Oh, I've got to go. I'll get back to you, block, go on to the next one. So use your mind. Don't fall in love with the first gal that you see, But, I think the guys our age, we have it made, here in Thailand, because the women don't care about this, especially the women that we're going to, or that I see my age at 68. My wife is 40, 44, 43, something like that, whatever. Um, uh, the women that we're probably going to end up with is going to be between 40 and 55 or 60, beautiful Asian women. And more than likely their kids are going to be gone again. The disclaimer is their children could have babies, and you could end up, raising your or your wife's grandkids. So keep that in mind. But just be upfront with them. This is what I want to do. This is, if we get together, then fine. To be honest, and don't be an asshole and say, "Oh, I want you to come travel with me, and I know you're busting your ass and sending your mom and dad 10,000 baht a month. That's your responsibility if you want to take her to go travel with you." So just be logical again. Only makes sense, right? This woman has been trained her whole life to take care of her parents, and she does that by busting her ass working, a full time job for $600 a month. Well, you're gonna have to, if she sends home part of that 10,000 baht, 15,000 baht, whatever it is, that's your responsibility. So suck it up. That's just part of the culture, and don't give people shit about it. That's just my 2 cents. So I'll probably lose some subscribers over that. We have been going the right direction though. We've been getting subscribers. It's amazing. Hey Andy, did I miss you already? Are you gone? Did I miss my time to meet up with you again? I'm sure I did. Like my old girlfriend father said, as a survivor, look, and he said 100% I'll be around long after shit hits the fan. I don't know. Did you guys agree with, I don't know. But I can't throw stones. That's what they have to do. Some of them enjoy it, some of them don't. So if that's the route you want to go, would it be the one that I would take? Probably not. Um, First off, I don't want a young girl. That I didn't want. I didn't even know I wanted a woman, but I knew I wanted one to, talk with. I never knew I wanted one to marry and build houses and cars and motorcycles and have a real life after she passed away. I didn't realize that, but for the most part, I don't think there's anything wrong with the dating services. Like I said, just be loud, be you got to be able to read people, and it's not too hard to read most of them. If they're on there and all they are is to get 1,000 baht here, 500 baht there, and boom, 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 they're not going to waste a bunch of time talking to you before they blurt out, you know, hey, typical, my mom's cow is sick or whatever. Can you send me 1,000 baht? If that's in the first half hour of the conversation, then you need to slowly and cordially back out of that and say, okay, I'll be in touch, click and block that one and go on to the next one. If you can block them, I don't even know, but I'm sure you can. But are they there? Yeah. Are there a bunch of them? Yeah. Especially out here in Isan, are they beautiful? Yeah. Are they loyal? Yeah. I mean, they they just want to live, and they're not looking for, and I've said it before, they're not looking for you to have, 5 million US dollars in the bank. Your $2,500 Social Security is a massive amount of money to them to live the rest of their life. Like I said, my wife, I think $600 or $800 a month, and she works a full-time job for the government. Now, granted, she has insurance, and I have, thank God, now. But there's they $2,500 that you're bringing in is a lot of money. And if you don't have house payments and car payments and this payment and that payment, it's enough to for two people to live a decent life. Are you going to live in on the beach somewhere with a 5,000 square foot home? No. But are you going to live, driving distance on the scooter, 5 minutes to the beach in a small house, an apartment or whatever? Yeah. You're going to be able to go out 2-3 times a week? Yeah. You're going to be able to travel every couple of months? Yeah. It's all possible. And I should do another video on cost of living because I haven't done one in a while. All right, let me see. What did I miss? Anybody put it back up if tell us how you really feel. See, Ron knows. I don't hold back much. uh, yeah, I agree, man. And a lot of people just don't have the street smarts to realize if you do, you're set. You can come here. You'll probably find a nice woman that wants like I said, they're more concerned about what's in your chest, not how old you are and that kind of stuff. And you don't need to, like make a million baht a month. You just need to have a good living. And coming out of the United States is the only one that I really know that if you just work decently, you're going to get between $2,000 and $3,000 a month just in Social Security. So, if you've had if you're lucky enough that you worked a pension or two into that deal, then, you're on top of the world. And that's the way I figure I'm at, where I sit nowadays. But, um, yeah, I mean, and like I said, I was lucky enough that I could change my one pension, take 500 US dollars a month less, and my wife gets twice what she makes with the government. Oh, well, God, I want to kill you. I think I got you that time, you little bastard. Anyway, for the rest of her life when I'm gone. So that meant I can sleep better at night. I can do all that. And I had a couple people comment on there that my wife hit the lotto and all that kind of stuff. Did she? Yeah, kind of. Did I? Definitely. I got a woman that loves me and sat next to me in the hospital when I was almost dead, took care of me, cleaned me, rehabilitated me, puts up with my shit, and smiles about it. So I'm just as lucky as she is, and we get to enjoy our life together. Would I rather her not work? It's up to her. I've given her that option. She enjoys her job. She's been there 25 years almost now, and those people are like her second family. Like I said, the housewarming and the wedding that we had on this property, uh, that her whole people that she worked with were here at 5 o'clock in the morning. What can we do? Where should we go? Well, I knew at that point that she probably was never going to leave that family either, and I don't expect her to. And like I said, everything that I have, the boxes that I have checked in my life. Um, oh, somebody just went over by the pool. Maybe that's the solar man. That's where my pumps are. Uh, it. I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, she deserves everything she gets and more. So if your person's out there that did put that comment out there, and I was nice to him, I answered it. And like I said, any criticism like that, I'm not going to block you and ban you and whatever, as long as it's not abusive. It's your opinion. Who am I to say that everybody's got to have my freaking opinion? So all right, what did I got? Not the best, but I know everybody. I think that's here thinks they do, and I think that's great. My wife knew right off I wasn't rich. Yeah, courted before we met, and his wife is a special. All the people that I've met, Aaron and Ron and everybody I met and their significant others, just awesome people. From Douglas and Craig and everybody that I've met, and I'm lucky enough. Like I said, people bitch about YouTube, man. I got nothing to bitch about. This is the only place that you guys will sit here and listen to my crap and listen to me spew for an hour and 20 minutes and talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. And we have fun and doing it. I wouldn't have met any of you. I wouldn't have met, Chuck and Paige and Joe and Gift and none of them, nobody. Mitch and everybody that's in here now, I've pretty much met, except for Andy. Where are you, Andy? Is Brock here? I didn't see him. Brock here? I missed you, Brock? There you are. I will block the baddies. Yeah, Brock's on top of it. But like if somebody jumps in here and says, "Well, I don't agree with you. I think that I shouldn't have to pay women shit." Well, that's your opinion, but I think you're absolutely wrong and you're an idiot. But you have your opinion, as long as it's not abusive and you call people names and stuff like that, then I got no problem with it. Ron, I agree. They're a great people. But they are, and I didn't get a chance to put together anything. I know Jake's been around. I would have liked to have seen him and his wife, and I might still, and Cabo and all that, and I might still make it over to John Tiem for a 4-day deal. I'm just trying to get the garage done and getting everything set up here because I want to I'd like to get my shadow in there and put the straight pipes on it and try to tune that carburetor and get it out on the road. I really want to ride it. And so we're in rainy season, but I've been riding in the rain since I was 12, so it doesn't really bother me too much. And cold rain, like freezing rain and snow and shit. So riding in a little 90-degree weather shower is welcomed. So I got no problem with that. But for the bikes and stuff, I don't like getting them all soaked. But my FXR got miles and miles and miles of shitty weather on it and did just fine. Probably the best, I think the best bike that Harley ever made was the FXR. As far as all around bike, sports bike, traveling bike, everything, it took me everywhere I wanted to go. I must have more than one. I hate mosquitoes. I got to get one of those tennis nets. But yeah, you guys are awesome. The people that are subscribing now, I think let me look real quick. Let me see where we're at. Studio. 2,732, 12 in the last 28 days. So we've been picking up about 20 or 30 a month, which I think is awesome. You guys are great. I really appreciate it, especially the new ones coming in. Like I said, questions about, is there anything left for somebody that's 60, 65 years old left in Thailand, or do I just have to sit in the country that I'm sitting in and just wait to die? No, you don't. If you've got a few dollars, you're going to live a lot better in Thailand. If you want female companionship, even if it's not sexual or whatever, you just want a friend or something to pal around, just be upfront, man. Just tell them, this is all I want. I want you to travel with me, but I don't need anything else, whatever the case may be. But again, if you're going to pull them out of their situation of supporting their mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, you're going to have to buck up with the money that they're sending them, and then take care of them. Of course, that goes without saying. But you're in a good spot, especially the people in the U.S. Because if you did work your life, even if you didn't buy a house and you didn't work out everything that you wanted and you didn't get the best retirement or any at all, but you did work and this and that, you're probably going to get $2,000-3,000 a month from Social Security. Like I said, that 2,500 keeps sticking in my mind. It's a great number. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? Far from. But definitely a good life, because you got to figure. I mean, it's all, again, logical that if you're only paying, you've got a 1-bedroom apartment, 5 minutes from the beach by scooter, and you're paying, $350-400 US dollars for it, completely furnished, air conditioned, probably including Wi-Fi and water, uh, just do the math, and food is, $10, $12, $15 a day. That's if you eat out every day, Thai food. Okay. You're not going to go eat steak and hamburgers every day. But, I think I did a crappy video on being able to live on 1,200, but 1,200 US dollars. But you can, like I said, just be logical about it, and you're only spending, uh, $30-40 a month to run one air conditioner continuously for your electric, $30 a month for all your phone and mobile usage and stuff. The biggest thing is going to be your having your money for your visa and being of age to get that, and your insurance. And as you creep up on that 70 mark is when it's going to be a little tougher to get. So if you're coming to Thailand, you're in your 60s, 62, and you just started collecting Social Security, and you've got the money to feel comfortable in moving, you've got traveling insurance stuff to look at, insurance here in Thailand. There's a bunch of good ones. You can go to Chuck, No Time to Be Sad, or any of the bigger YouTubers, and they have insurance, and there's a couple of good ones out there, and but you definitely need it, because like I said, it cost me 1,000,000 baht, because I was, well, do I want to go with this one or that one, and being my indecisive self, procrastinating self, it cost me 1,000,000 baht. So don't put yourself in that situation. There's no reason for it, because it's like 2,000-3,000 US dollars a year to get pretty much the coverage that you want. Are you going to get covered for a lot of pre-existing conditions? No. Are you going to get covered anywhere for pre-existing conditions? Maybe if you stay on Medicare in the United States, but they're pretty good about stuff. You need to talk to them. What is the one? Pacific something, and you know, look at two or three and make a decision. But I know in some of them, if you had a heart problem, but you with them for 5 years and you haven't had any, I think they'll talk about or entertain the idea of covering some stuff. So you need to check into it yourself. But definitely do that. Once you've got that nailed down, let's say you're down to maybe 18, 17, 1600 US dollars that you have left after paying all that stuff and getting a scooter and that kind of stuff and your gas a month. And you still got money to travel. You got money to go out, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, every day if you're not going to eat American food or high dollar food every day. Because that's what I would suggest. If you're single, definitely rent something. I wouldn't buy a condo unless you got a crap load of dough you want to, spend on. And get a good health policy, and I would eat out, every day, except keep in your refrigerator your milk, maybe some cereal because you don't feel like going out one day, some mama noodles, stuff you can cook easy, stuff you like, frozen strawberries in the freezer to make a smoothie and bananas, little stuff to munch on, potato chips, pretzel, whatever you want to do. Keep that there. Otherwise, get up in the morning, get out of the house, go over and have, rice soup for breakfast and, go find a lunch place and, have a good lunch. And each one's going to be, $3, $4. I'm going to say if you figure $5 each, which would be what, $15 a day. I'm just guessing. But what is that? I don't even know. $15 times 30, $450 a month. So, and then that would, that would take everything out of it. And if you're a drinker, forget about it. You ain't gonna live on $5,000 a month. You're gonna go out every night and drink and chase women on the, on the walking streets and stuff like that. Yeah, you're probably gonna need double. $5,000 probably get you. Probably still need more than that, but up to you. I didn't want that. I didn't want that boom, boom, boom music. I'm asleep at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I did been there, done that, ran around, had an absolute ball when I was 20 and 30 years old, and I had enough to carry me through my whole life. I don't need to go back and do it again. But some people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, have a lady friend down in Ko Chang, been friends since 2019. Was introduced to a new lady, been chatting online for about a month now. Yeah, it just depends on what you want to do. Some people, like I say, they want to come here and, at 65 years old and chase 19, 21-year-olds down the walking streets. Not for me, man. It wasn't anything that I even wanted close. My wife was the absolute perfect. It was like somebody got inside my brain and said, this is the way you should actually live the rest of your life, and laid it all out for me because I didn't know I couldn't have done it by myself. And it was probably this one helping out. My wife believes that now, that she helped in everything, getting us together and everything. And I have to suddenly agree because besides her and Nitnoy are the only two smart choices I made with girlfriends and wives in my whole life. So I have to lean towards they work together to do it because, like I said, besides me looking out this window and seeing the ocean, everything else in my life is freaking awesome. Got no complaints. Uh, didn't eat at home once. Yeah, it's so much easier. Like I just had when we were there, that the hotel we stay in, the loft there, really a nice place, 2 bedroom, big ass living room, small television, kind of dated, whatever. But it was only like I think 1,200 baht a night, and the girls just stayed with us there the last 2 nights, and then Shushu went back to the apartment, and Sim came home with us. But they don't cook any kind of breakfast. They have hot water. They don't have a hot water and coffee and all that stuff in there, nothing. But they do have hot water and stuff down in the lobby. So I just always bring my little pot and my coffee and my creamer. But they go out. The girls and my wife would go out and get rice soup, whatever they wanted. And what I used to eat in Kama, which probably isn't the greatest one, is meat on a stick, pork, and sticky rice. So she got me like I think 10. They're like 20. No, 10 baht a piece. 100 baht, 10 of them, and some sticky rice. And that was the first time I ate in a while. I used to go out every morning in Kamala, almost every morning, and get that. Otherwise, once I met my friends at their coffee shop, I would go there and have them have her make me a breakfast, have coffee with my friend, and sit there and bullshit. So had a lot of fun. But coming here, I think it's just easier, you know. Like I said, keep some essentials there when you get up in the morning. And God, I just don't want to go anywhere. But you're not sick, like I don't want to eat. So a box of cereal, some milk, you know, something new, like I said, mama noodles, stuff like that. Some stuff in the freezers, maybe some frozen stuff that you could heat up in the microwave. Just some stuff if you're down for a few days and don't want to go out. Rest of the time, I would just go, and you're going to meet up with people. You're going to meet people. Usually, if you're in a place that has a lot of tourists, even the people that are working any of the restaurants or any of the businesses there speak English. They almost have uh, to uh, to get through. Get out into the outer areas and stuff out here in Isan, they just look at you like, "What the shit is this guy doing out here in the middle of nowhere?" I don't have any idea. Like I said, they speak as much English as I speak Thai. You know, four little words or something. But in the town like Kamala or Pattaya or Bangkok, or you know, more than likely wherever you're going to go, somebody's going to understand what you're trying to get at. Let's see. Hey Andrew, how you doing? So you, what is it? Leather boys, leather boys. God, there's another mosquito. What did I miss? Oh, you got chaps, but they're still hanging in the closet. What did I miss? They're both 48, Dave. No, where? Let's see. They're both 48 and nowhere, just friends, and figure out that, yeah, you know, like I said, as long as they know what they're up against, you know, maybe it's not what they want. Maybe they want a husband or a boyfriend or whatever. But as long as you're up front, then there's no, you know, because you meet people, you know, you if you're traveling with somebody, that person is going to meet your friends, significant others, and stuff like that. And then when all of a sudden, when you weren't up front and you said, "Okay, sorry, I'm kicking you to the curb. Go down the road," you know, now your friends and significant others going, "Well, we kind of liked her." you know. So, if you're up front with her and up front with everybody, and she knows it, then if somebody says, "Oh, you're the great," well, I don't know how. I'm riding this ship. We're just on the thing that whatever comes tomorrow. If it lasts a month, if it lasts a year, if it lasts 10 years, that's the way that the arrangement we made. So just be upfront. Hey Pierre, how you doing? Immigration wants your OA visa insurance, like Pacific Cross. There you go. Yeah, 3 million Thai baht, COVID-19, 400,000 Thai baht patient, 40,000 outbeat. That's if you get it out of the country, right? Is that the OA visa? Because I know I got mine here and I didn't have to get any of that. But I know the Pacific Cross and I think that's the one Chuck had. And I think he pays between 2 and 3 thousand US dollars a year for a complete coverage that he feels comfortable with. Hope you're well, by the way. Uh, I think he's on his. Are you on your sailboat yet? I know you're. I think he's on his way to back on another trip already on his boat. I think that's what he said the last the last live stream he was on. He'll answer here if he can, depending on. He must have decent cell service if he's even if he's out on the boat. But I asked him if he was going to start sending stuff and videos and all that stuff. I really enjoyed watching that last time he went on his trip. I liked it. Let me see what's happening here. Let me see if I can. I see him moving around in there, so he must have. I'm hoping fixed my fix. Excuse me, fixed my water pump on the house for you that were here earlier when I got up and went over to the house this morning. water pump wasn't working, and I had to get ready to do this and stuff. So I knew he was coming this morning because I talked to him last night, and he's going to be done today. So we'll get a good video of all the progress that's being made. I'm going to imagine about now. I'm expecting to see Tune here shortly. We picked up. I got to make 2 trips to Taiwazadu last night with my wife and Sim, and they loaded up full of the ceiling drywall, that thin drywall they use, and the metal that they use to put it up, and the insulation that I bought, and all that, and a couple of shelves. I bought some stainless steel shelves. I've got some other shelves that's going in there too. We did all that in 2 trips last night, and he was pretty hammered. So I'm hoping he shows up this morning. Wow, that's really small. But I don't. Let's see if. Let me go here. Let's go in the front and see if. I don't see. He came with his. He came with his guy that has a truck, and again they gave me prices on doing all the concrete. There's 15, almost 16 Q of concrete. It's going to be concreted from where his truck is there out and around so that I can back my truck on concrete in there and still back my trailer in under that cover all the way out to the street, which is like 35 meters, 40 meters. 30,000 in concrete and about 10,000 to form it up and do it. So about $40,000 in case anybody's interested. But I talked to him when we got home at 6:00, 6:30. He wanted to talk about the battery that's going bad on the house system and getting his buddy over here to take it out again and see if he could fix it, and then go over what I wanted exactly on the power for this man cave, for the pond and everything. And he said when all the stuff is done for the solar, all the electrical is done above the ceiling and then coming straight down to the plugs, so nothing running across. It's all up above the ceiling. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like four plug outlets, the light switch and a plug outlet, the plug outlet outside in the front by the man door, I think, and a twist plug for the or push-in plug, watertight plug for the trailer to plug in. And on the right side where I had him pour a concrete slab yesterday is where I'm putting that. You can see the tank. Let me pull this up again. See that white tank in the very bottom of the screen, the ICB? Am I saying that right? Or IBC tank? I had cut the top out of and used it before. It's got a piece of blue conduit sitting in our PVC. That's going to go on the side of the house. I've got a pump and air pump and controller and everything over here to put that in and a filter for it to put on there. So there's a big box that's going outside with a four gang plug on it. It'll have my controller for the, like I said, that gives me the, over the internet, I can get pH, water temperature, total dissolved solid, salt content, and everything out of that. And then the pump is actually a variable frequency, so I can run it down to like 1,000, 2,000 liters an hour up to 3,500. The pump's only like this big, and it'll be on the outside of the tank. I can run it either on the inside, submersed, or on the outside. So we'll see. All right, what did I miss here? Let's see. In Greece, preparing the boat, upgrade lithium batteries, DC to DC charger. Cool. And I found for the home during the daytime should leave towards turnkey by mid-June. Awesome. I'm looking forward to some videos, Pierre. I really enjoyed them. Someone left the water running a couple of weeks ago in the level loss section and overheated. Let it cool down. Good to go. What is this for? Me? I went over and tried to prime it. I think that they left the pump running and drained the one system, but for some reason it didn't refill. both of them were out. Last night I came out of here and went to, like I said, Taiwazadu and all that, did all that. And the pump that runs my well water, 2,000 liters, that is up tall on top over there, uh, was dry as far as I could tell. I just unplugged it and let it go overnight. Tried to plug it in this morning, and it still wasn't doing anything. And when I did that, when I went into the bathroom, all I had was the pressure from the street on the other pump that I have that supplies the city water in 2,000 liter tanks, 1,000 liter tanks, 2,000 that supplies the water to the house from the city water. So I have both inlet of city water and well water. Well water I run around the property. That's what I use for my pool, my pond, and the water all these massive plants and shit that my wife has and here on the property. So we'll find out. I'm going to go over there shortly because I'm going to end this pretty soon. We're at an hour and 42 minutes, so we still got 18 people here. You guys are diehards. You're the best. Going back to work. All right, Tip. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hope everything's going well for you. Yeah, I told my wife yesterday, I said, man, I know that when they did the concrete slab, they left the water just running instead of shutting it off, when they were mixing concrete. I think they left it running for the 2 hours, so they mixed it by hand. And they did it. So, oh no, they say they didn't. Yeah, well, they're not going to say, yeah, I ran your well dry. I'm sure they're not going to be the first ones to jump up and give away that. But let me see. Do I have any water in here? Yeah, I do. Hey, Robert, how you doing? But yeah, so feel good about the garage. I should bring that in a little closer. So all the solar, everything should be up and running. Everything coming over here to the man cave and to my pond should be on that solar system, on the garage solar system. I'm taking it off the house system and putting it on there. The 2-bedroom house that we're going to build eventually for mom and dad there, Thai style little house, it will also be part of that electricity there. So we'll see how the system works. It's a Power Mister cheap China um, all-in-one controller. The batteries are China batteries. Most everything for lithium iron phosphates coming out of China anyway, and the rest. So I've got plenty of drops. So once I get done with that, then I've got the paint sprayers, and I don't know why Tune isn't here yet. I'm going to have my wife. Maybe I should leave it alone. I don't want to. I don't want to burden her with anything. Excuse me. Um, and that way the solar man can work on inside without any problem. But he should have been here by now. He was pretty hammered yesterday, waiting around because he had to wait around. The man that he's got working for him that actually has a truck drove him there, and they 2 kids did it, and I gave them like a half a day to do a pad that is 2 meters by 3.5 meters to put that fish tank on. And half a day they were here forming it up, mixing the concrete. Them two gave the man 400 baht, and I gave the kids 200 baht each, I think. And so it cost me like 800 baht. I already had the concrete, the sand, and the rock, so it didn't really cost me much, $20 or whatever. So then I gave them another 100 baht to just sit there so that we could go get the drywall, bring it back, unload the metal, unload a roll of hog wire for the concrete, drive back to Taiwazadu, get 18 bundles of R24 insulation for the ceiling, and those 2 stainless steel racks that I bought, and some other stuff for the job. Come back, unload that, and then they left. But Tune was pretty he was pretty out of it. So if I had to guess, he probably is not going to come today. Okay, let's see. Tommy's got a question. Did you get the link? Yeah, he's going. Well, we got it solved. We haven't got it resolved. I'm going to put an overhang on add to the back. and overhang it, 1.5 foot, 2 foot over, and that should take care of the problem. I'm also going to put, I think, over on that same side where the fish tank is, I'm going to put 1,000-liter tank there. I'm going to put a rain gutter on the back, and put my water into there, and then get a small. I can get a little small pump and everything, and be on my own system there. Have a float valve bringing the water from my house into the liter tank, so when it's full, it won't let any more water in. And then the pump is only like 1,300 baht for a little water pump, and a little bit of PVC, and I got my own backup water system for shit like now. If I needed water to do a water change on the fish tank, and I didn't have any water pressure, I'm screwed. So I've already been thinking ahead. So I think I'm gonna get that. I know they've got a 500 liter tank is like 2,000 baht. That might be enough just to have a little bit of a backup. And then still inside, I haven't decided if I'm going to put a little pisser on the back, and a little controlled deal. Of course, you can just walk out and pee on the side, but I'm definitely going to put a sink inside to where you can, get some good hand cleaner and that kind of stuff, and clean up inside there. That'll probably be on the back wall. I'll just make a hole there and put a sink on the wall, or get one of those stainless steel all-in-one deals, and probably the stainless steel will be the way to go. I don't have to mess with anything. Bring water to it. Already has a drain on it, and cut a hole in the wall, stick it out the wall, and I'm done. Definitely going to do that. Yeah, exactly. I overload her, man. I keep forgetting she's working, and the hard part is I can't get through to this guy, man. He doesn't understand what the hell I'm saying. I need you to text him and tell him I want him to blah, blah, blah. And the poor woman's trying to do do a job. Hey, David, how you doing? Hope you're well. Ron, it's not a hard job. I look after old people. Oh, cool. See, she can come and take care of me when I get old. My wife is already. I want you to live to be 100, and man, I don't want to. I don't want to burden somebody, man. If I'm not in a diaper, even if I've got, can't walk all that great, and I'm in a wheelchair, that's okay as long as I got my mind. As long as I'm doing that, I'm not a burden that somebody's got to wipe my behind and clean my diaper and feed me and shit like that. I'm okay with hanging out for a while. But if I'm like that, man, I just as soon go. So I got to figure out how to do that. Another thing that I need to figure out. But happy with the garage. I'm going to go over a couple of things because it's an hour and 50 minutes now. Like I said, there's still 18 of you. You guys are freaking awesome. Garage, all the solar and electrical should be done today. Hopefully the cousin's going to get here. All the stuff I went and picked up for the ceiling, insulation, steel, wire, everything that they need to put the ceiling in should be done tomorrow. If they show up half day today and a full day tomorrow, and then I need to get in there, and me and Sim are going to. I bought some battery operated low velocity paint sprayers, and I got to go get the paint, the 3-in-1 water soluble floor covering for the concrete floor. It's real durable, and you can just wipe up oil and shit instead of having it sink into the concrete. And we'll do that ourselves, or she will. I'll just give her a roller, let her do the floor, and I'll let her do most of the spray, and she'll probably enjoy it, and she can make. She's excited to make some money. All righty, have a good one, brother. I will talk to you soon. But I know I also want them to go over and make sure that we've gotten some good downpours, and I only leak I've seen is blowing and coming down from the outside, not being no overhang. Once it's painted on the outside, painted on the inside, and I put on that extension piece over the back, I shouldn't have any problem. But I want to make sure there's no holes in the roof, because once I have the insulation in there, it's just going to ruin that freaking insulation if I get a bunch of leaks besides the drywall. So I want to make sure that all those are all sealed up, and I'll talk to the solar man. He's the one that put the solar panels on the roof, so he drilled a bunch of holes. So, but I didn't see any. I seen one, and it looked like they took care of it. So, but that's going good. So I'm going to say, sort of just the painting on the outside, the workstations that I have, and the tools and everything, and the shelving and the lights and everything, my desk, internet, all that stuff should be in by the end of next week. Should be done, maybe even the paint on the outside, and should be done 100%. Maybe even the concrete. He's waiting to look and see what days. I guess he said he's got to have a good, after he does a pour, he needs 2 to 4 hours of it to dry before it'll take a rain. So he's going to look for obviously something he can get to the next day without. But maybe some concrete work. It just all depends on what the weather. Everybody who's not familiar with Thailand, it is the wet time of the year here, the rainy season, and it's been doing it on and off. You can see some of the tire tracks getting in and out of there. But yeah, so it is possible by the end of next week that all the concrete be done, that pretty much the whole project be done. So we'll see. I'm hoping anyway. And like I said, the price, the solar system is going to be between 95 and 100 for a 6.2 kW complete system, installed, everything underground, powering up this room, powering up the pond, everything part of that. Now the 16,000 baht to do the inside electrical on that is in the building cost, and I said the building cost is going to be somewhere around 130, 120, 130. So I still stayed under that building cost of the 165 that I got out of that one bank account. I had 5,000 US dollars in, as far as just the building. I added on the 100,000 for the solar, and I'm glad I did. And I really didn't want to take out a pocket and put any more money into the land, but I'm going to put the 40,000 baht it's going to take to do the runway and all the concrete work and be done with it. Because, like I said, I know I'll be cussing myself if I've got to walk in mud to try to get out there to do anything. I'll go crazy. So I'm going to make sure that gets done. So that's I think that's pretty much. I think that's pretty much it. I've not got anything planned. I do want to I was kind of hoping to meet up with Andy. I think Andy's gone. I did want to kind of meet up with Robert Mack. I know Robert Mack's gone. I did want to go and meet up with Louis Cabo again for lunch, and I still might. I think he's still here. But I've also got to get this done and get everything done around here and try to get on a budget myself. I know I see that Trip's putting her budgets together. And like I said, that's probably going to be 25, 30,000 baht a month. And that should be more than what I need, even if I do traveling every month in the trailer like I want to do. I'd like to get the trailer up on the concrete there, plugged in, cleaned up, reweigh the tongue weight on some actual concrete, and get that dialed in, because it's real close, but it still isn't exactly right. And I want it to be right. And then plan some trips. Otherwise, everything's going good. So we will, let's see. Was loud. Yeah, I think she was. All right. I'm getting out of breath and lightheaded. I don't know why. That's weird. I think I talked too much. So anyway, I'm going to end the live stream. Everybody have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, and I'll catch you on the next one.